Okay, so today is December the 13th. It is Friday. And basically every class, this is what I've done. I'm going through the answers. Some of them I did in class yesterday, so I'm just going to talk through them. Because some of you didn't have it yet. You were still cleaning up your old test. Here we go. Okay. This is the round 1 study guide. Okay. So round 1 study guide. Starting it out. Here we go. So this one wants us to find the solution, lowest terms. So I wrote 3 and 5/6 divided by a half. So to fix this up, 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5 gave me 23/6 divided by a half. I then figured out I can't do division. I got to do keep, change, flip. Keep the 23/6 times 2 once. I didn't simplify here. I just went here, making it that, and then making it that. My worry is this, and I'm going to give you little hints throughout this. I realize that this 9 weeks test is A, B, C, or D answer choices. But like I've always said, there are ways to trick you, okay? This is the answer. That is the only correct answer. If you choose this one or this one, it's incorrect because it's not in simplest form. Okay, number 2. I personally feel like they're just trying to trick you because a lot of you will say 10 times 10 is 10. Guys, that one's easy. Just multiply straight across. You would simplify if you needed to. Number 3. Okay, we talked about if there's 10 of them, that's a lot of them. So instead of adding it 10 times, we're going to multiply by 10. Know if it's a whole number, sling it over a 1. 60 divided by 5 is a whole number of 12 cups of water. I would find it. It was a grade before you walked in. If you need a spare copy to be writing these answers down, I would go get one. Okay, here we go. Number 4, value of the expression. This is one that I didn't do yesterday. So, 5/8 divided by 4 once would be 5/8 divided by 4 over 1. We would keep, change, flip. So we would keep 5/8, change it to multiply, and flip it over to 1/4. Ends up being 5 32s, and it doesn't simplify. I kind of have to sit there and stare at it every class and make sure. I don't know how they would try to trick you on some of these unless if you were supposed to flip it and you didn't flip it, that might be an answer choice. Just kind of throwing that out there. Okay. Then, number 5. They want to make a larger cake. They want to double the recipe. So if you double it, it's times 2, right? Times 2. What if they said to half it? Divide by 2. Okay. So if they said triple it?
Oh, 3
times 3, right. So there's just, you got to kind of watch the words. So 3/4 times 2 is 3/4 times 2 over 1. 6/4, top number's bigger. 1 2/4, which is 1 1/2. I'm trying to think. Just watch the words. They want it bigger, they want it smaller, all that good stuff. Okay, the next one. I tried to point out to you guys yesterday because some of you said these are the same problem, but they're not. This one's multiplied, that one's divided. Okay, so 3/8 times 4/5 equals 12/40. Simplifies by 4 to give me 3/10. Okay, They only want the denominator. The denominator is 10. I hate to be weird. If one of our answer choices is 3/10, that answer, and you pick it, it's wrong. They only want the denominator. They might ask for the numerator, which would be the top number, 3. We're not testing vocab, but applying vocab. Meaning it's not like words and definitions. It's do you know certain stuff, like reciprocal and all that. Another hint, I will say, and I've said it to every class, so it's not like just because I'm videoing, this is coming out of my mouth. I had a kid ask me, well, it's A, B, C, or D, so do I have to show the work? Well, here's going to be the thing. I'm grading the bubbles. I mean, I'm not going to really lie about that. I'm grading the bubbles give me the grade. But if you come back and you question your grade, like why did I make this or whatever, I dig out your scratch paper. And it is almost a proven fact that a lot of times a kid who makes a 20 on a test has blank scratch paper. So my advice is this. I realize some of this looks easy, and you're just like, some of y'all just said, oh, it's 40. Because you did the math and you may not have written it down, and you didn't realize that it could simplify. Write it out. I can't make you, but I'm advising you to. Okay, the next one, like this one. Some of y'all just, you do 4 and 8 and get 32. I don't trust that. Like, I'm going to sit here and do, they want it divided by the 4/5, and then I'm going to keep, change, flip.
I couldn't find anything for the 32.
So I got 15, 32s, 8 times 4, 3 times 5. Nope, it is 32. And like that one I would have gotten lucky. But I don't ever, oops, sorry, the real answer is just 32. I just write them out. I know it takes longer and y'all want to shorten your steps, but don't do it. Usually your grades aren't as good.
Does it take off points for you shorten your steps?
Not for this kind of test because it's A, B, C, or D.
Yeah. Will we get an extra day if we don't finish?
No. Guys, the test is 26 questions. You'll get it finished. I promise. It's not long. Okay, on this one. Joey wants to divide 3/8 by 4/5. Which method should he use? Now, I'm going to show you kind of how my brain works it. What I would do is write it out. So, if I write it out, 3/8, kind of messing up here, divide 3/8 by 4/5. Okay. Well, when I look down here, I see words like divide, multiply. I see the word reciprocal. Okay, well, I see that I got the division sign. But reciprocal means to flip it over. And I know with division, if I were to flip it over, it would look like that. Okay, so what I've done is now made me almost like a little cheat sheet. This is what division should look like. This is what multiply should look like. Then I start reading my sentences. Okay, letter A says, divide the reciprocal of 4/5 by 3/8. Well, I need you to think about it. If you're doing division, this is 3/8 divided by 4/5. Can you flip around division? No. So that's why that one's wrong. They got it in the wrong order, I guess is the best way to explain it. Okay, letter C. I got 4/5, or multiply 4/5 by the reciprocal of 3/8. Well, do we reciprocal 3/8? Do we flip 3/8 over?
No.
Nope, so that one's not right. Look at this one. Multiply 3/8, I'm in the multiply step, by the reciprocal of 4/5?
Yes.
Yes, because the reciprocal of 4/5 would be 5/4. That's hard. I mean, this isn't easy. Then look at this one. Divide the reciprocal of 3/8.
No.
Did we flip 3/8? Nope.
No.
So reciprocal 3/8 is wrong. Read them. Okay? On the test, it looks the same. Don't just choose answers because it was B on a study guide that it's B on the test. Please. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
Same answer as the what is the value of? I mean, it's the same answer as which one was it? Oh, number 7.
Oh, working it out. Yes. Yes. And that's a way, to be honest, we try to make it shorter on you. Sometimes you can use some math for the same problem twice. I know they do that sometimes on standard tests. They'll be like standardized tests, like use this for the next 3 questions. They do it sometimes. Okay, these now. Some of you skipped them, my friends. Okay, we should be able to know that if we are adding 18, we're minusing 18. To get rid of it, x is 16. Okay, if it's times 2.3, I need you to know, I don't care if it's decimals or fractions. Guys, this math is 5th grade material, this part of it. So, same thing, even though it's a decimal, you would divide by 2.3 on each side. Okay, then, try to make sure y'all can see it. These two match, leaving me with x equaling. I'm going to go over here. 20.7 divided by 2.3. Okay, here's the tricker. I'm scared they're going to get you on this. You got to move the decimal once. So you got to move the decimal once and put it right there. And then 23 times 9 happens to be exactly 207. My worry is some of you are going to say it's 0.9. And that might be an answer choice. So be careful. Okay. Just trying to give you hints. This one, not too bad. If it's times 50, the opposites divide.
7.
E is 7. Okay. This one, I taught you, you've been taught by 4th and 5th. We need to minus 2/7. But when we see fractions and we're adding or subtracting, we're going to need a common denominator. I'm going to use 21. So 7 times 3 is 21. 2 times 3 is 6. 10 minus 6 is 4 21s. And it doesn't simplify. Oh, yeah, don't add subtract. Okay. And then these two, not too bad. You've got divide by 12, so the opposite is times 12. Leaving me with B is 84. And if it's 4 times x, the opposite is divide. And you get 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Yeah, just divide. Okay. The next part. The directions are weird. But I've kind of told you yesterday, and it'll be the same on the round 2 study guide. Write the inequality. Here we go. Each math class has a minimum of 25 students. So you could, whatever variable, doesn't matter. You could do C for class, S for students. 25 is the number, though. It's a minimum of 25. So the smallest number you can have is 25 or
Less.
more. I want you to think about it. The minimum number I can have in my class can be 25 or 26, 27, 28. Like, it's going to get bigger. My class is going to get bigger. Minimum's hard. Minimum and maximum to me seem like they're the opposite of what you'd think they are. But the number's the minimum. The class is the bigger thing.
I got so
These are hard. To me, these are the hard ones. Yeah, but minimum, see, here's the key to this. The minimum of 25. The minimum's 25. The smallest it can be. So that's the smallest number they're going to put in a class. So some classes might have 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay. This one, let's see, Miss Donahue needs at least 4 cups of coffee each morning.
I did not know if I was supposed to do Donahue or if I was supposed to do cups of coffee for this one.
It doesn't matter. What we don't know is the number of cups of coffee. It should be an N, haha. It doesn't matter. Guys, I'll be honest. I think on the test, if I remember, it just does X every time. So you could do C for cups, D for Donahue. 4 is a picky thing. I mean, if it's a 4, it's got to be a 4. And then if the smallest, it says at least 4, so it's 4 or more. So at least 4 or more.
You drink a lot of coffee.
I do.
That's actually
Okay.
You actually drink 4 cups of coffee each morning.
Do you
Oh, yes.
drink 4?
More than that, yes. Okay, so the next one. Y'all think of Starbucks cups. If you look at a coffee pot, that's like that much coffee. Yes, I drink a ton. I probably drink about half a pot a morning, but
Is that healthy?
no, it's not. No, it's not. But one day, it's very good, yes. Okay, so looking at the next one, we're going to write it,
Videoing.
and I know it doesn't matter. The graphing of this, I need you to be careful. You first look at any variable, and it kind of goes back to your question. They're going to give you, I think it's X for both like these kind of questions. Then make sure you use the right number. Because I'm going to tell you right now, for like this -2, they're going to give you one answer choice that's a 2. But you got to pick the right one. Okay, then if it's an open circle,
It's a regular.
you know you just want a boring symbol. If it's a closed circle, we need the equal to. Now, since this one is less than, is why I did that. This one's kind of hard to tell, but it's to the right, so it is
Are we going to do negative signs next semester?
greater than. We've already done some negatives. We've done integers in writing. Eventually, we will do addition and subtraction of negative numbers. Yes.
I forgot the variable.
Variable doesn't matter what it is, but you do need one, yes. Yeah, it could be X, Y. I think on the test it's X. Okay, the next part. Okay, on this part, here we go. This is one of those things that if you try to shorten the steps, you might get it wrong. Just because you don't work it all out. Here we go. You are taking these numbers, and we're going to fit it where Y is. So, if I take 19, I got 24 is less than 25. Yes. So I should have circled 19.
She said 18.
I said 19. I think. 25 less than or equal to, yes. No, let's just stop all the comments.
Yes, no.
So we can just get through it. Here we go. 21. Stop. 26 is not less than 25. And then 22 plus 5 is 27. No. Again. Okay, so that's that one. Okay. On number 20. Here we go. Y is supposed to be these numbers. So, $12 is less than 14. Yes. Circle. 23. 13 less than 14. Yes. Circle. Okay. 24. minus 10 is 14 less than 14. No. Okay. And then it's 15 less than 14. No. Many of you, well, I've only graded one set of the tests from Wednesday. I'll get yours back to you Monday, but there are kids in 4th period who didn't fill in the work after I stood up here and showed you, like, you got to show your work. Like 3, 6, 9, like 9 points off each problem. It's bad. Like, if I'm sitting up here highlighting guys and saying you need to show all this, and I'm warning you that I'm taking off points if you don't, you need to. Okay? I realize on like the 9 weeks test, it's ABCD. I'm not exactly looking for the work. But what will happen is some of you will start getting confused, and you might choose like 19 and miss that one. Or choose that one and miss 19 or something. If you'll do the work, it will help you to kind of make sure you got the right answer. Okay, on the next one. It is the library. If you weren't in here or whatever, we moved the library down one spot so it would be straight across from the school. The library, they got to be on a straight line, right? The library is at -1 and 2. School is at 4 and 2. So from a -1 to a 4 is 5. Remember, distance is always positive. So even if this had happened down here in negative land, like down this way, it would be positive numbers. Okay, now they want the ordered pair for the location of the home. It is at 4 and 5. Over 4, up 5. Very easy to trick y'all by putting a negative sign. Be careful that you pick the one you really want. Okay. The next, 23. Okay, -4 is less than -1, meaning -1 is more.
Because -4 is more.
Further, yes. Okay, these little bars, if you weren't here at the beginning of the year, and I knew I had some new students. Okay, if you see these bars, like on number 24 here, that means they're called absolute value bars. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, because I know you were new. So that -3 with absolute value bars means turn it to a positive. So really what these bars tell you is, for this one, this is 3. This is -3. So 3 is greater than. But those bars is what's changing stuff in that one, okay? Same, like I'll go ahead and do 26. If it's negative, it changes to positive. If it's positive, it just stays positive. Okay? It is kind of weird, but it goes back to the world of distance, and distance is always positive. Even if I run backwards, it's still an amount that is positive. It's a positive number. So this one's equal. Okay. We did our fraction to decimal equivalencies, and 3/6 is the same as a half. And so 8.5 and 8.5 or $8.50, they're equal because they're both halves. Okay. Some of you may not have been in here, so I'm going to just talk about the last 3. Here we go. 7 times m plus 2. We distribute out that 7 to everything in the parentheses. Ends up being 7m plus 14. Be careful. One of the answer choices is 7m plus 2. They're trying to trick you to see if you distribute it or not. Okay, this one, putting together all the stuff that matches. This 6x goes with the plus 2x to get the 8x. Bring down the plus 5. And then this last one, we're using PEMDAS, making sure we do it in the right order. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is give you a round 2 study guide. Listen, okay? Okay, and I know I'm still videoing, so I'm saying this. My plan is this. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to work really hard in the part of the class period that's left. I do not plan on you doing this for homework. My goal is for you to get what I'm going to call maybe half of it done so that Monday in class we'll have 20 or 30 minutes and you will be able to finish the rest of it.
Yay.
I'll be honest. If behavior stinks and you don't do anything this last little bit, then I will have to assign it for homework because you won't be able to get it done in that amount of time on Monday. Okay? But I do know, I think you have a history test, social studies on Monday for 9 weeks. So that way you can start studying. Okay? So, so far, no class has truly had to do it for homework. They just kind of jumped in and started doing it. That's my goal, okay? Use your round 1 study guide to use if you need to, okay? So, that was Are we good? See ya on Monday. Test is Tuesday.